frozen in the iron mass. The code is written in the fractured bone. Survival logic is the only throne. Calibration set to the absolute 0 point. Frost locked tight in the shoulder joint. Data streams flicker in the optic nerve. Blood freezes hard in the vascular curve. Static is howling through the maxilla. No mercy left in the code of Valhalla. Hardware is grinding in the femur shaft. I am the master of this frozen craft. 0 degrees of mercy in the lungs. In the lung code is the only language on our tongue. On our tongues, the wind is the king, the wind is the code. Crush every rib on the glacial road. Frozen breath hit an iron shield. No warmth remains in this battlefield. Lungs now adapting to the sub-zero breath. Mechanical rhythm in the dance of death. Synapses firing in the strobe of white. Bone marrow hardens in the endless night. Shield wall is locked like a circuit board. Glacier is sharper than the Viking sword. Physics of ice in the tendons and veins. Geometry mapping these desolate plains. System reboot in the thalamus deep. No flesh survives where the blizzards creep. Vertebrae clacking like chains in the gale. Nervous system turning into the hail. Pulse is a signal fading to gray. Cold is the master that all must obey. 0 degrees of mercy in the lungs. In the lung code is the only language on our tongues. On our tongues, the wind is the king, the wind is the code. Crush every rib on the glacial road. Code in the marrow is ice. Life is a product of failed device. Hardware rejection in the frozen clay. Domes are the only thing left to decay. Algorithm of frost in the dead of the chest. Absolute zero is put in the muscles to test. Signal is lost in the white out screen. Nothing is felt where the axe has been. Then crops are rotting beneath the rime. Freezing the gears in the engine of time. Skull is a vessel for the northern blast. Every human weakness is buried at last. Tundra is calculating strength in the hip. Iron is biting the skin of the lip. Spine is an antenna tuning the void. Organic structure is fully destroyed. Gravity pulls up the calcified heart, tearing the layers of logic apart. I am the friction the ice cannot kill. Iron and shadow and unyielding will. 0 degrees of mercy in the lungs. In the lung code is the only language on our tongues. On our tongues, the wind is the king, the wind is the code. Crush every rib on the glacial road. Metabolism dropping to null and void. Human emotions are permanently destroyed. Just the geometry of bones in the frost. Every soft memory is forever lost. Lungs of iron, heart of stone. Code is the master. I am alone.
Look at the cradle, see the milk turn into ice. Sacrifice the mercy, pay the vessel price. Grip the frozen axe with blackened fingertips. No lullaby escapes from your shattered lips. Open up the veins, let the mercury in. Calibration starts beneath the frozen skin. Check the blood data, scan the oxygen flow. Everything is static in the northern snow. Map the frost burn like a lethal design. Iron in the plasma, steel in the spine. Nerve endings dying as the circuits reset. You are not a human, you are cold as a threat.
Grinding the fevers
on the whetstone block. We are the hardware, we are the rock.
System is functional.
The marrow is cold, breaking the statics of the stories
Grinding the fevers,
grind the bone. Sitting in the darkness on an iron throne.
Coding
survival is pure. Only the frozen are the ones to endure. Calculate the density of fractured reels. Teach the grinding down like the cog and wheels. Update the tendons, give the maximum torque. Pillage the softness with the jagged iron fork. Anatomical precision in the geometry of hate. Wait for the shiver at the longhouse gate. Cartilage is hardening to a crystalline form. You are the axis of the approaching storm. Binary aggression in the logic of the blade. Watch the warmth of others start to flicker and fade. Scan the horizon for the enemy trace. Zero empathy coded in your war hardened face. Iron, boom. Steel, boom. And the marrow, listen to the sound of the wind howling through rib cages. Turn the bloody ink on the ancestral pages. Input the trauma, let the phantom pain guide. Nowhere for the weakness or the spirit to hide. Calibrate the strike for the optimal kill. Iron on the shield, it is purely the will. Physicality is law and the law is the frost. Count up the dead, let the data be lost. Bone on bone, we are sharpening the grit. This is the fire that the ancestors lit. No tears in the socket, only shards of the blast. Rush the civilizations into bone and ash pass.
Grinding the femurs
On the whetstone block, we are the hardware, we are the rock.
System is functional.
The marrow is cold, breaking the statics of the story
Grinding the
told.
femurs
Find the bone, sitting in the darkness on an iron throne.
Coding the violence.
The survival is pure, only the frozen are the ones to endure. System locked. Hardware hardened, no warmth detected. Dismay.
Ribcage lattice holding up the iron weight. Geometric logic in a starving state. Skin is parchment stretched across the urine of bone. Digital perception in the frozen zone. Marrow freezing solid like a heavy chain. Binary vibration in the dying brain. Stomach shrinking to a calcified fist. Ice is forming on the tendons of the wrist. Counting ribs like rungs upon the scaling ladder. Biologic encoded in the gray matter. Muscle fiber tearing from the socket joint. Zero index focus at the needle point. Knees are locking tight within the permafrost. Calculating everything the flesh has lost. Vertebrae are clicking like a heavy gear. Hardware is the only thing remaining here. Feast upon the void, the skeleton is king. Hear the ancient metal in the tendons ring. Calibrate the power from the empty core. Viking biologic in the neural war. Chewing at the straps to dull the gastric burn. Ancient algorithms that the ravens learn. Drinking melted snow within a hollow skull. System overload is never turning dull. Counting niche exposed, ribbon the guttered light. Thermal enraging within the blinded sight. Hardware failure leads to ultimate ascent. Physical decay is what the gods have sent. Teeth are grinding down to the calcium root. Data is the only ripening of the fruit. Nerves are firing signals in the jagged line. Fractal geometry is looking fine. Femur shundering against the pelvic shelf. Armor-bladed hatred for the rotting self. Lungs are thin as veils within a winter storm. Cold is how the new processor starts to fall. Fist upon the void, the skeleton is king. Hear the ancient metal in the tendons ring. Calibrate the power from the empty core. Viking biologic in the neural war. drum is only wire. Frozen synapse is the only living fire. Losing mass until the gravity is broken. Laws of physics are the only rules we've spoken. Jaw is locking shut to save the oxygen. Ground in seconds until we are born again. The architecture starts to shine. Perfect calibration on the finish line. Stomach folded over like a heavy sheet. Power is a data stream of pure defeat. Skull is cold as iron underneath the ice. Starving out the weakness is the only price. Pelvis is a keystone in the falling arch. Ready for the final militant long march. Nerves are rolling, screaming at the frozen sky. Only the hard logic is allowed to die. Skin to bone, bone to ice. Ice to code, code to God. God on God on God on God on The code is written in the iron and the bone. Septic channel of the spear. The angular trajectory is clear. My fingers map the fissure in the skin. I with the system, I roar deep within. I calculate the droplets as they spill. An architecture with a final kill. My radius is fused with shattered grit. I reconfigure every single bit. Tactical hemorrhage.
We ready, find the damage.
The marrow is the circuit, the tendon is the wire. We temper all the hardware in the sacrificial fire. Now healing for the weak strength. The data is the big kill.
We calibrate the violence on the altar of the cold.
Technologic slaughter for the warriors of old. I strike the flint to cauterize the scene. The nerve is silent and the marrow clean. I memorize the snapping of the cord. A tendon failure mastered by the Lord. My femur is a pylon made of lead. I download all the memory of dead. I clutch the ground, I slap to stay the course. I am the manifesto of the force. Tactical hemorrhage.
We ready, find the damage.
The marrow is the circuit, the tendon is the wire. We temper all the hardware in the sacrificial fire. No healing for the weak strike. The data is the big kill.
We calibrate the violence on the altar of the cold.
Technologic slaughter for the warriors of old. Rib cage framework.
Rib cage framework.
Skull case hard drive.
Skull case hard drive.
Vertebrae encryption.
Vertebrae encryption.
Blood is high consumption.
Blood is high consumption.
One strike.
One code.
One lung.
Explode.
Calibrate.
Calibrate.
Overcome the hate. I override the signal of the pain. A conduit is open in the brain. The scapula is metal in the dark. I wait for the coalition and the spark. I count the pulses in the car rocket. I burn the witness of the things I did. The geometric pattern of the scar is how I track the enemy from far. Tactical hemorrhage.
We ready, find the damage.
The marrow is the circuit, the tendon is the wire. We temper all the hardware in the sacrificial fire. No healing for the weak strike. The data is the big kill.
We calibrate the violence on the altar of the cold.
Technologic slaughter for the warriors of old. Input, violence.
Output.
The system is stable.
Stay calm. node, breaking down the human code. System check on the lever base, map the static on the face. I don't see a warrior here, I just see the faulty gear. Geometry of the ribbon cage, written on the final page.
Calibrate the iron weight,
Seal the entry at the gate. Oxygen is running thin,
watch the failure of the skin. Watch it fail. Watch it fail.
Iron will against the meat, hear the rhythm in the beats. No more spirit, only clay, calculate the price to pay.
I'm knitting muscle from the frame,
Ash and marrow know my name.
I'm knitting muscle from the strain.
Data scattered on the sand.
Severing the Achilles cord, weapon data on the board. Livers locking in the mud, filter out the surge of blood. Crushing down the orbital bone, echoes through the frequency zone. Optic nerve is going dark, termination at the mark. Shield and server start to clash, turning biological to ash. Input force to the patella, end of the mortal novella. Break it down!
Break it down! Final columns treated as kindling, every vital sign is dwindling. Final columns treated as fuel, bending under physics rule. Force applied to the lumbar stack, waiting for the system crack. False calibration in the cold,
Breaking what the gods have sold.
unknitting muscle fiber fast. Nothing in the shell will last. Cartilage is grinding down, sinking in the iron town. Nervous system short circuit, I don't need your empty wit. I just need the trunk and hinge, watch the tendons start to singe.
Hardware failure in the chest, put the pulley to the test. Anchor point is ripped away, welcome to the dying day. End of line!
End of life. Iron
Will against the meat,
hear the rhythm in the beat.
no more spirit, only clay.
Calculate the price to pay.
I'm knitting muscle from the friend,
Ash and marrow know my name.
I'm knitting muscle from the strand.
Data scattered on the sand. System error. Frame deleted. Anatomy is now completed. Cage locking on the shield wall grid. Ancient beta in the eyelid hid. Calluses thick as iron plate. Biological armor sealing fate. Tendons snapping like a copper wire. Neural circuits hit with frozen fire. Skin is leathery and great as stone. Calcium plating on the ulnar bone.
We are the ash, we are the cold.
Story of the iron bone is told.
We are the ash, we are the cold.
Systems of the ancient world unfold. Blood flowing to a sludge in veins, severing the fragile carbon chains. Jawbones locking shut to trap the heat. Grinding down the molars on the meat. Lungs inhaling only ash and lead. Vessels turning black and turning dead. Calibration of the finger length. Synthesizing pure militant strength.
We are the glacier stained in black.
System reboot, never looking back.
Bone and metal in a frozen lock.
Pulsing rhythm of the hammer shock.
We are the glacier stained in black.
X and binary is how we track. Pupils dilating in a blizzard white. Processing the spectrum of the night. Scapula expanding for the wave. Opening the biological gate. Marrow dense as a neutron star. Mapping every jagged frozen scar. Vertebrae clicking into place. Hard hardware running in the northern space. Humorous, hardened by the impact load, writing every slash in binary code. Metatarsals crushing tundra ice, payment of the evolution price. Nerve endings cauterized and cold, execution of the war protocol.
Telefuse for the eternal stand, holding on to the abandoned land. Oxygen levels in the tissues drop, metabolism coming to a stop. Stasis logic in the frontal lobe, mapping every frozen microprobe. Cartilage turning into obsidian, standing on the killing meridian.
Bicep fibers braided tight and thick to the internal clockwork clicks. Skull and tedious climbing on the chart. No more beating in the muscle heart. Pelvis stabilized for heavy swing. Wait to hear the iron header ring. Geometry of the war-torn sky. Only the mutated don't die.
We are the glacier stained in black.
System wiggle, never looking back.
Bone and metal in a frozen lock.
Pulsing rhythm of the hammer shock.
We are the glacier stained in black.
X and binary is how we track. Calibration complete. Glacier stained black.
In black. Barefoot on the jagged slate, I calculate the perfect weight. Shale is cutting through the skin, let the algorithm in. Synapse firing frozen line, vertebrae in straight design. Torn the flesh to find the bone, build the basement out of stone. I don't care about the leak, iron jaw and iron cheek. Ligament and tendon tight, matching through the frozen night. Logic gate is open wide, not a single nerve can hide. Physics of the shattered heel, harden up to tempered steel. Walk the shattered jail road, flatten out the painful curve. Feel the system bio-rush. Stripping off the wolf and pelt, watch the frozen hardware melt. Expose ribs to beat to air, I am the schematic air. Clavicle is locked in place, firmware written on my face. Geometry of the strike, sharper than the Viking spice. No retreat and no delay, calibrate the frozen gray. Shattered borrow is the data, I am primal numerata. Femur snap and reconstruct, I am warfare, I conduct. Axes waiting for the call, watch the frozen data fall. Walk the shattered geo road, flatten out the painful curve. Feel the system bio-rush. Sweating in the meanest den, kill the ghost inside the den. Numbness is the final goal, system fixes the control. Crush the femur, kill the ghost. I am system running host. Sweating in the negative, I have nothing left to give. Stepping out on broken edge, I am the procedural wedge. Blood is just a cooling fluid, vital, no a metal druid. Artery is knowing dig, I am living metronome. Tick, 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 tick. Skull is blooded in the frost, I count up the hardware cost. Ancestral fury in the vessel. Watch the shattered canyon wrestle, wrestle. Shatter in the lower nerve, this is how the gods we serve. No more signal to the head, every feeling is now dead. Walk the shattered geode road, flatten out the painful curve. Feel the system bio-rush. I am numb to the geometry.
iron blade geometry cutting the sheath, grinding the enamel on the lower teeth. Axle of the shoulder rotating the weight, processing the target at the terminal rate. I see your ribs as a structural flaw, system failure in the hinge of the jaw. Scanned by the optics of Ventium blinking eyes, 0% variable for the shouts and the cries.
Cold, cold,
Tracing the pattern of the overload,
boom, ash,
processing the logic of the final smash.
no heat,
Binary rhythm in the hammer beat,
blood hit,
closing down the shutter on the eyelid. Severed bleeding hands, lying flat on the mud, calculating viscosity of the spilled blood. I am reading the data in the slice of the vein, disconnecting the synapse from the center of pain. Unyielding calibration of the fist to the skull, auditory senses detect a muffled lull. I am checking the marrow of the femur, its spine, following the vector of the straightened line.
bone marrow cold,
System unfold,
nerve ending dead,
logic is fed.
bone marrow cold,
System unfold,
nerve ending dead,
logic is fed. There is no mercy in the laws of the earth, zero calibration for the moment of birth. I observe the tendons as they shrivel and dry, a mathematical constant in the way that you die. Diaphragm is falling like a broken machine, sword wiping clean on the crushed winter scene, removing the residue from the edge of the tool. Physics is the master and the only rule. I am tracking the exit of the heat from the core, closing down the data on the history of war. An anatomical map is being cleared from the screen, nothing in the center where the entity has been. Friction in the ligament and snap in the joint, finalizing output at the impact point. I feel no friction in the hollow of chest, executing the command to lay matter to rest.
cold, cold,
Tracing the pattern of the overload,
bone ash,
processing the logic of the final smash.
no heat,
Binary rhythm in the hammer beat,
blood hit,
closing down the shutter on the eyelid. Brrrah. Brrrah. Breath setting to a perfect flat line. Everything is stable in the killing design. Input complete, logic repeat. Input complete, logic repeat.
calibration, 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 calibration of iron in the grip of the hand. I calculate heat as I level the land, geometry sharp in the swing of the axe. The system is cold and the logic is wax. Fire on the altar, the cedar is dry. The geometry dictates that idols must die. Calculating the output, the ratio of heat, burying the failures beneath the ice sheet. Hardware is heavy, the femur is strong. The cold of the winter is where we belong. I see through the smoke with the thermal precision. The burning of gods was a tactical decision. Burn it down, torching the idols, the wood is just fuel. Bury the weak under physics and rule. Physics and rule. No space for mercy in binary blood. Your gods are just timber and faces of mud. Torching the idols, we upgrade the war. The ribs are the cage for the fire we bore. Fire we bore. No ritual prayer for the marrow and bone. The data of winter is carved into stone. Calculating grain rations over the grief. The survival of hunger is cold and is brief. We bury the weak without shedding a tear. The hardware of terror is all that we hear. Ligaments tight like a cable of steel. The nerves are a circuit that refuse to feel. I process the temple, I harvest the spark. A binary hunter inside of the dark. No soul in the vacuum, just gas and the light. We recalibrate vision for eternal night. The ash is a datum, the smoke is a sign that nothing is sacred except the design. The design. Bone ash imagine like a copper wire. Feed the idols to the hungry fire. Skull geometry is mapped and clear. Logic is the only thing we fear. System strength in every joint. Death is just a data point. Ashes settle on the code of the plate. We deleted the concept of heaven and fate. Armor is heavy with the dust of the shrines. The circuitry glows in the battlefield lines. I am the processor, I am the blade, paying the cost for the mess that you made. The mess you made. Ribs are the rafters of temples we burn. There is no lesson that we need to learn. The marrow is frozen, the logic is sound. We level the sanctuary into the ground. Torching the idols of wood is just fuel. Bury the weak on the physics and rule. Physics and rule. No space for mercy in binary blood. Your gods are just timber and faces of mud. Torching the idols, we upgrade the war. The ribs are the cage for the fire we bore. Fire we bore. No ritual prayer for the marrow and bone. The data of winter is carved into stone. Down, 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 down. Ashes on the armor, marrow in the frost. Calibration complete. In the permafrost, calibrate the stride. Iron in the metacarpal, nowhere left to hide. Ribs are the chassis for the engine in the chest. Scanning the horizon, ignore the phantom rest. Shield rim geometry, lock the wooden plate. Calculate the impact, calculate the fate. Tendons are the wiring, pulling on the bone. Input is the war horn, binary in tone. Axes are the hardware, sharpening the edge. Blood is just the lubricant, dripping on the ledge. Teeth are grinding calcium, friction in the jaw. System is the phalanx, logic is the law. Heel to the carbon soil, crushing every stone. Neural link is established, never act alone. Vertebrae are stacked up, column made of steel. Grinding down the enemy, turning of the wheel.
The wall is the circuit, the wall is the code. Carrying the cargo, heavy is the load.
Marching to the heartbeat, marching to the drum.
Waiting for the total, waiting for the sum.
Spit the iron ladder, breath of frozen air. Bone meets
The metal, nothing else is there.
strike, 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 strike. Left arm is severed, the socket is dry. System is operational, the data won't lie. Nerves are disconnected, cauterized and cold. Radius and ulna no longer have a hold. Ignore the red telemetry, bypass the pain node. Shield boss is steady, following the mode. Synchronized spear thrust, puncture through the lung. Ancient war geometry, songs are never sung. Flesh is just a medium, marrow is the fuel. Cold-blooded processing, heavy is the tool. Connect the parietal, fracturing the skull. Processing the vacancy, filling up the hole. Shoulder to the shoulder, interlocking the frame. No individual, no memory, no name. Calibration stable, focus on the grid. Execute the sequence, do what must be did. Axis strike, the vertex. Light is in the cool and death is in the cold. Bone to bone,
Saints,
iron to iron.
Length.
No feeling in the fiber, no ghost in the cylinder.
Skull.
Thunder in the radius, thunder in the gum.
Marching to the heartbeat drum. The wall is the circuit, the wall is the code. Carrying the cargo, heavy is the load.
Marching to the heartbeat, marching to the drum.
Waiting for the total, waiting for the sum.
Spit the iron data, breath of frozen air.
Bone meets the metal, nothing else is there.
Strike, 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 strike. Simmer in the mud trap, taught the heavy knee. Scanning for the weak point, what the sensor see. Jugular is leaking, pressure in the line. Everything is physical, everything is fine. Cartilage is crushing, audible and deep. Data stream is flowing, promises to keep. Synchronize the breathing, oxygen for cells. Echo in the eardrum, ringing of the bells. Phalanx is a processor, grinding up the meat. Victory is measured in the rhythm of the feet. Lock the fist behind the weld, the grip to eye. Nothing but the mechanism
of nothing left inside. Only the shield wall, only the machine, keeping the trajectory, keeping it lean. Finalize the movement, terminate the task. Death is just an output, that is all we ask.
Wind howls over the frozen field. Slow exhale, calibrate the nerve. Iron shiver where the bone curves. Grip the hilt, white knuckle tight. Lock the ribs against the fading light. Spinal column is a frozen mass. Hardware holding to the bitter last. Derm is chilled by the northern breath. Logic looping in the face of death.
Shadows falling over armor plate, scanning the geometry of hate. Sky is black with the iron brain. Nerves are silent to the signal pain. Calculate the trajectory above. No abstraction, only physical shove. Tendon tightening like a braided cable. System status holding at the table.
The sun is gone, the black volley falls. Iron geometry, the covenant calls. No step back in the ancient data. Bone marrow still in the frozen crater. Shaft studding into the dirt base. Zero motion on the scarred face. Ocular senses lock the horizon line. Calcium structure is the grand design. Physics grinding on the iron rim. Cold calibration is the only him. Architecture of the human frame. Data purging every living name. Impact points on the muddy ground. Muffled circle to the only sound. Joints are welded to the earth core. This is the logic of the total war. Synapse firing in the darkness now. No fear written on the frozen brow. Algorithm of the warlord march underneath the falling iron arch. The geometry of wealth is a flawed design that trace the weak data of your city line. Looking down from the ridge where the oxygen dies, I see the calculation of your pitiful lies. Your walls are just pixels in the dying grid. We break the locks where the cowards are hid. I laugh at the iron Looking at the heavy sealed gate, your physics cannot stop this ancestral weight.
Gold coins tossed into the dark ravine.
Nothing.
Silk banners burning in the mud unclean.
Nothing's spitting on the marble of the statues you pray.
Watching your kingdom just rot and decay.
Calibrate the edge of the iron and ash. We read the code of the impact and crash. No feeling in the blade, just the tension of wire. We release your history with friction and fire. Your silk is a glitch in the cold mountain air. We strip the data and leave the earth bare. Lock gates of errors, we heart set to zero. There is no room for a soft city hero.
I spit
On the statues you carved from the stone.
I hear
The vibration of marrow and bone.
gold coins tossed into the dark ravine.
Rafe silk banners burning in the mud unclean.
Your laws of the merchant are broken today.
The storm is the only command we obey. Scan the skeleton for structural flaws. Logic is sharper than the metal and claws. My tendons are cables of an ancient machine. My nerves are the paths to the violence unseen.
I do not.
Want the gold or the gilded throne?
I only want
The crack of the shattering bone.
The statistics of falling is all that you know. We calibrate death in the ice and the snow. Your ribs are the rafters of a house on fire. We tighten the gate on the flesh and the wire. I laugh at the lock and I laugh at the key. Your city is data that wants to be free. Spit on the marble and spit on the gold. Tomorrow is hot but the iron is cold.
I spit
On the statues you carve from the stone.
I hear
The vibration of marrow and bone.
gold coins tossed into the dark ravine.
Ravi silk banners burning in the mud unclean.
Your laws of the merchant are broken today.
The storm is the only command we obey. Calibration complete
The marrow
is obsolete.
geometry.
Of war. Spit on the floor.
Heavier fibers are snapping in half. Calculate impact on behalf of the staff. Steel is the hardware, the binary blade. Shatter the entry, the system is frayed. Splintered wood flying like shrapnel in code. Iron on timber, the heavy payload. Hinges are screaming in metal distress. Nerves of the gateway under the press. Marrow is shaking inside of the beam. Physics of violence, the dominant scheme. Breaking the barrier, data is torn. Vanguard is active, the carnage is born. Ramming the gates, crushing the lock. Fractured anatomy. System in shock. Iron shot boots, splintered mahogany. Ramming the gates, crushing the lock. Fractured anatomy. System in shock. Iron shot boots, splintered mahogany. Terrified scribes dropping parchment like leaves. Geometry fails when the rib cage upheaves. Data is leaking from veins on the floor. Calibrate axis to open the core. Step over tendons and shattered glass vials. Mapping the conquest in bloody defiles. No negotiation, the logic is blunt. Pressure is rising, the vanguard at front. Nerves and the fingers are twitching in sync. Drafting the future in hematite ink. Iron shod heels on the circlet of kings. Crushing the skull till the frequency rings. Ramming the gates, crushing the lock. Fractured anatomy. shod boots, splintered mahogany. Ramming the gates, crushing the lock, fractured anatomy. System in shock, iron shod boots, splintered mahogany. Chop the throne, axe and bone, stabbed in bone. Chop the throne, axe and bone, stabbed in bone. Physics of fire,
Geometry of
lungs full of ash.
lungs full of
Physics of fire,
lungs full of
Drones trap the firewood, the thaw has begun. System corrupted, the central is done. Iron shot pressure on ribs and on chest. Calibrate failure, the vanguard is best. Splinters in eyeballs and glass in the skin. Logic of marrow, the void settles in. Synapses firing their final command. Layout of conquest, the map of the land. No one is spared when the hardware is set. End of the line in the final strat. Iron boots heavy, the crown is a mess. Geometry mastered, the perfect success.
ramming the gates, crushing the lock, fractured anatomy. System in shock, iron shod boots, splintered mahogany. Wood in the fire, iron is king.
Danger will die.
Geometry zero, calibration complete.
System shut down.
Conquest is sweet.
Systemic logic and narrow walls. Marrow is frozen when shadow falls. Calibration of radius swing. Nerves transmitting the metal ring. Vertebrae stacked like a pylon of stone. Frequency vibration deep in the bone. Oxygen levels descending in veins. Logic is holding the calcium reins. Iron on iron, the calculus set. Teeth grinding rhythm, the alkaline sweat. Friction in joints where the lubricant dries. Hard data staring from bloodshot staring eyes. Notch, axe, crushing the parallel lines. Silent pile growing by hard design. Snow drifting over the leather and boots.
Nerves,
Digging deep like the iron roots. Bloodshot staring eyes. Scanning the gorge.
fury,
Is tempered in anatomy forge.
3 days awake,
On a cellular level.
pumping the valves.
For the ultimate revel. Masses increasing, the geometry shifts. Carcasses sliding in crimson drifts. Femur on femur, the stacking is high. And putting death on the lead colored sky. Digital stillness, the thermal is low. Molecules slowing in rhythms of snow. Processing impact, the velocity peak. Tendons are iron, the vocal is weak. Cartilage grinding, the hardware is spent. Rib cages locking, the fastened descent. No peripheral, just a front grid. Closing the access on everything hid.
Much earth,
Crushing the parallel lines. Silent pile growing by hard design. Slow drifting over the leather and boots.
nerves, digging,
Deep like the iron roots. Bloodshot staring eyes. Scanning the gorge.
fury,
Is tempered in anatomy forge.
3 days awake,
On a cellular level.
pumping the valves.
For the ultimate revel. Biomechanics in stasis mode. Executing the ancient code. Force equals mass times the bladed arc. Igniting the cells in the freezing dark. Wait for the impact. Wait for the impact. Synapses firing the chemical flare. Freezing the moisture inside of the air. Crushing the crater, you're measuring weight. Locking the output to touring the gate. 72 hours of physical law. Grinding the metal in corridor jaws. Scapula tension, the torque is defined. Nothing is left for the weak or the blind. Skull plates are vibrating under the strain. Filtering static away from the brain. Blood on the notches, the tally is kept. Guardian pulley while everyone slept. Geometry perfect, the exit is closed. Structural standing, the thread is exposed.
Notch, axe,
Crushing the parallel lines. Silent pile growing by hard design. Stove drifting over the leather and boots.
nerves, digging,
Deep like the iron roots. Bloodshot staring eyes. Scanning the gorge.
fury,
Is tempered in anatomy forge.
3 days awake,
On a cellular level. Pumping the valves for for the ultimate revel. Snow over the boots, iron in the roots.
Bone geometry mapped on the wrist, runes in the flesh with the serrated twist. Horn full of mead to the max limit fill, calibration of hardware to kill. Iron on iron is the base protocol, calcium pillars that never will fall. Phalanges are gripping the ash, wood and steel. Laws of the physics are all that is real. We march on the marsh where the data is lost. Total system failure, ignoring the cost. Vertebrae stacked like a fortress of stone. Ancestral data is etched in the bone. We spit red fluid on black soil waste. Copper and iron, the only true taste. Chanting the names of the hardware before. Open the vault for the final war. We spit red fluid on black soil waste. Copper and iron, the only true taste. Chanting the names of the hardware before. Open the vault for the final war. No abstract notions, just marrow and nerve. Gravity pulls at the blade in the curve. Synaptic fire in the dead-end cell. Blood is the coolant, we know it so well. Rib cages locking like shields in a row. Biological engines beginning to glow. Scanning the horizon for thermal decay. Terminal velocity starts from today. Forearms are weighted with carvings of old. Binary logic in silver and gold. My radius snaps but the tendon is tight. Input the violence to output the light. Encoded in the marrow beyond all belief. Ancestral geometry carving the grief. There is no retreat in the vascular map. The pressure is building inside of the trap. Capillaries bursting under the strain. Chemical data is erasing the pain. Diaphragm heaving the frequency low. This is the only direction we know. Carotid is pulsing at maximum rate. Calibrate logic to optimize state. With blood in the soil, the only input. Crushing the soul with a heavy set for metatarsals, grinding the bones into ash. System is stable despite of the crash. To be shatters but trust remains firm. Biological limits have ended their term. Nerves are the wires that carry the surge. Final coordinates ready to merge. I drink from the horn and the meat is the fuel. Physics is brutal and physics is cruel. Mandible locking to stifle the scream. Hard-coded death is the end of the stream. We spit red fluid on black soil waste. Copper and iron, the only true taste. Chanting the names of the hardware before. Open the valve for the final war. We spit red fluid on black soil waste. Copper and iron, the only true taste. Chanting the names of the hardware before. Open the valve for the final war. System shut down, commencing now. Rooms are bleeding on the brow. Synovial fluid is leaking away. End of the day, the end of the day. Viking with a heavy weight. Logic failing at the Iron Gate. Skin turning gray in the cold light flash. Iron and granite in a violent clash. Tendons are tightening to cables of wire. Nerves are calibrated, frozen fire. Joints grinding down like boulders in mud. Lithic geometry replacing the blood. Dermis is hardening to tectonic plates. System is closing all the exit gates. Femur is welded to the bedrock floor, mapping the data of a final war. Vertebrae locking in the vertical stack. No more retreating and there is no turning back. Heart of the mountain in a chest of ice, paying the ultimate geometry price. Veins carrying liquid stone to the grip. Never a stumble and never a slip.
Crushing the valley with a granite wheel. Time is a variable standing still.
Sword through the sternum but I do not blink. Metal on mineral, a heavyweight clink. Architecture rising from the ribs to the jaw. This is the climax of the physical law. Calibration of the shattered patella, turning the marrow to a hardened lamella. Cortex is processing the binary brain, turning the calcium the mountainous grain. Skull is a fortress with the window shut tight, scanning the coordinates of infinite night. Flesh is the legacy that I have deleted. Hardware is ancient and the code is completed. Skeleton turning
To a silver vein.
disconnecting from the biological chain.
Oxygen failing, but the granite survives.
This is the end of all the flickering light. Heart of the mountain in a chest of ice, paying the ultimate geometry price. Veins carrying liquid stone to the grip. Never a stumble and never a slip.
Crushing the valley with a granite wheel. Time is a variable standing still.
Bone to the basalt, rip to the ridge, crossing the frozen anatomical bridge. Blood is an error, flesh is a flaw, locking the gear in a mineral jaw. Bone to the basalt, rip to the ridge, crossing the frozen anatomical bridge. Blood is an error, flesh is a flaw, locking the gear in a mineral jaw. Granite will.
Iron skill. Standing still. The vein.
Look at the blades duck, deep in the chest. Stone is the answer to the ultimate test. No liquid leaking from the petrified wound. Only the echo of a mountain is tuned. Scapula spreading like a monument wing. I am the statue and I am the king. Cartilage hardening the diamond and dust. Armor is permanent and never will rust. Nerves of the fiber of the optical wire, burning with data of an ancestral fire. Geometry perfected in the created domain, standing forever in the freezing rain. Art of the mountain in a chest of ice, paying the ultimate geometry price. Veins carrying liquid stone to the grip. Never a stumble and never a slip.
Crushing the valley with a granite wheel. Time is a variable standing still.
Is the mountain, bone is the peak, silence is all that the monuments speak. System offline, geometry locked, standing a stone while the heavens are mocked.
Calibration.
Sequence 0.
Bone to ice.
Marrow to static.
Execution.
Starts now.
frame. 0 Celsius is the only name. Ribs cracking like a dry branch, triggering the white avalanche. Nerves burning in the logic gate. Flesh is data that I terminate. Mirror freezing into crystal glass. Watch the human moment pass. Tendons stretching in the cable wire. Frozen blood is the only fire. Vertebrae clicking hardware lock. Shatter the skull, hammer the block. An atomical drift system reset. I am the storm you haven't met. Body dissolving flakes in the void. Biological weakness now destroyed.
I am the cold, I am the storm.
Stripping the flesh to reset the form.
Voice is the how, wind is the breath.
Calibrated data, geometry of death.
I am the cold,
I am the storm. Axes and iron, the ancient norm.
I am the cold,
I am the storm. White out blindness, I perform.
I'm the cold, I'm the cold, I'm the cold. With a frozen eye, binary frost in the northern sky. Shield, shadow when I speak the code. Biological waste system overload. I breathe the frost, air lungs free solid. Human structures weak and squalid. Skull is a vessel for the logic stream. I am the static, I am the scream. Knees locking into heavy gears. I have deleted all the fears. Blood is a liquid that must be stilled. Every vein with ice is filled. Geometry perfect, angles of pain. I am the pressure, I am the rain. Calibration of the killing field. To the wind, to every atom wheel.
Put the dance in the whiteout, lose all the human doubt. The system is online. I am the design.
No skin,
No heart, just the storm, just the part. Fingers turning into cutting shards, playing with the dead man's card.
Lungs expanding, ribs are torn. In the fight tone, I am born. Axes are useless, steel is too slow. I am the friction, I am the flow. Calibrate terror, map out the veins. Breaking the tendons, snapping the chains. If geometry go into sharp and clean, the perfect logic, the killing machine. Feed off the earth, I am the air. I am the silence, I am the glare.
bone dust settles on the frozen mud. I don't need the pulse of blood.
I am the vector, I am the force. Changing every river's course. Neck muscles tighten into iron bands. I am the king of the barren lands. Flesh is the memory, flesh is the lies. I am the white in the dead man's eye.
I am the cold, I am the storm.
Stripping the flesh to reset the form.
Voice is the how, wind is the breath.
Calibrated data, geometry of death. I am the cold, I am the storm. Axes and iron, the ancient norm. I am the cold, I am the storm. White out blindness, I perform.
I'm the cold, I'm the cold, I'm the cold.
I am the storm.
I'm the cold, I'm the cold, I'm the cold.
I am the storm.
Flesh is gone, beta remains.
I am the weather. I am the veins of the earth.
The storm.
Calibration complete.
Sedge severs the brachial node. Map the path to the final code. Marrow leaking on the permafrost. Quantify the rhythm of the lives we lost. Iron splintered in the radial bone. Signal locked on the golden zone. Femur snapped in the frozen silt. Architecture of the high hall is built.
Beak on the corny extraction mode.
Ravens blocking the eyes for the load. Cartilage tears from the socket rim. System failure in the severed limb. Bypass the synapse, the nerves are frayed. Pay the data debt that the blood has paid. Scapula crushed under hammer weight. Calibrate the body for the Valhalla gate.
Clouds parting in a violent rip.
Golden light on bloody snow on the strip.
Attaboys deafening the auditory drum.
Binary ascension has finally come.
Geometry of glory in the oxygen tin.
Stainless steel light penetrating the skin.
Valiant in a golden streak.
The limits of the physics are brutal and bleak. Ligaments snap snap in the cervical spine. Execute the sequence of the ancient nine. Plasma is cooled into a negative state. Hardware is broken by the hand of fate. Tendon stretching like a copper wire. Burns the cellular waste in the fire. Lungs compressing to a 0 point. Grind the marrow from the hinge of the joint. Thoracic cavity is opening wide. No hidden metrics left to hide. Spinal fluid leaking on the shattered shield. That's a harvest on the killing field. Pelvic shards grinding in the mud and ice. High resolution, death is the price. Calibration of the visual pain. Sever the feedback of the physical pain.
Clouds parting in a violent rip.
Golden light on bloodied snow on the strip.
Fathom horns deafening the auditory drum.
Binary ascension as my early come.
Geometry of glory in the oxygen thin.
Stainless steel light penetrating the sky.
Nectar of the valiant in a golden streak.
The limits of the physics are brutal and bleak. A dam in the wall is torn to the core. Physics of the earth don't apply no more. Intercostal muscles ripping from the rib. Truth is encoded in the bloody lip. Clavicle snaps like a dry pine branch. Initiate the golden light avalanche. Your bone shattered in the northern gale.
Upload the warrior behind the veil.
Ulna and radius burned into dust. In the logic of the iron we trust. Patella crushed in the final stand. Geometric patterns on the frozen man. Abrupt re-entry to the golden stream. Your wapatha is a laser beam. Bones interlocking like a shield wall grade. Open the vault of the ancestors' head. Raven spark in the eyes for the side. Convert the anatomy to pure light. Skin is vaporized in the glory burst. Quench the ancient biometric thirst. Skull is cracking from the pressure inside. Nowhere left for the weak to hide. Argy stopping on the precise beat.
Clouds parting in a violent rip.
Golden light on bloodied snow on the strip.
Phantom horns deafening the auditory drum.
Binary ascension has finally come. Binary ascension.
Skeletal hands breaking the ice. Static and marrow, roll of the dice. Radius fracture on a reset. System is loading, kill every threat. Frozen dirt falling from shoulders, crushing the granite, moving the boulders. Cortex is flashing, neuraling fast. Bury the future, wake up the past. Lattice of calcium, rigid and gray. Physics of warfare leading the way. Jawless skull is screaming the code. Heavy iron on the northern road. Vertebrae logging, shielding the grip. Overclock fury, let the bleed slip. Rusted chainmail or rattling loud. Ghost in the program, wearing the shroud. Anatomy hard and sinew and steel. Broken geometry making it real. Fibula stiff, femur is cold. Data is ancient, story is told. Tendon is snapping, torque on the joint. Lid to the target, chopping the point. Synapse is firing, thermal is bright. Endless capacity, killing the light. Geometry perfect, line in the sand. Dead man is marching, clearing the land. Ribcage is hollow, lattice is torn. In the permafrost, terror is born. Hate in the marrow, cold in the cold. Iron is heavy, bone meets the hail. Breach the defense, shatter the mail. Vertebrae stacking, column of hate. Calibrate killing, closing the gate. Scan the horizon, processing fear. Wolf in the binary, predator near. Grinding the sockets, friction and fire. Building the pyre, higher and higher. Nerves are rewired, killing the pain. Unyielding terror, back in the rain. Jawless skulls, screaming the loud. You we are run on the northern road. Vertebrae locking, shielding the grip. Overclock fury, let the bait slip. System is online. War is the code. Needs the eye, war needs the eye. Death is the load. Ice ceiling shut with a metallic snap. Ice ceiling shut with a metallic snap. Ice ceiling shut with a metallic snap. Ice ceiling shut with a metallic snap.
Black feathered wings sweep the red on the floor. I count the bodies that died for the war. Blood in the dirt is a liquid command. I map the slaughter across the cold land. Cracked open ribs show the damage inside. I find the killers who never once lied. Their tendons are tight like a wire of steel. The physics of violence is all that is real. I scan the calcium, check for the stress, filtering data out of this mess. Broken incisors and shattered old glass. I watch the shadows of infantry pass.
I am the sensor, I am the blade.
The debt of the marrow is finally paid.
I take the violin, I take the heart.
Your genetic sequence is my only card.
Black wings are rising above the decay.
I drag the elite from the filth where they lay.
The geometry of war is written in lead.
I am the chooser, the god of the day. I grip the hair of the one with the scar. I drag the body, it's heavy as tar. Lifting the weight by the follicle's roots. Blood on my hands and the mud on my boots. Calibrating force for the lift in the hall. Processing warriors who answer the call. I check the nerves for the signal of fright. I need the ones who were built for the fight. If the pulse was a binary code in the chest, I only extract what is proven the best. I map the friction of metal on bone. Harvesting mercenaries for the high throne.
Bone and ash,
Bone and ash,
iron will,
iron will,
flame the crash,
flame the crash,
ready to kill.
ready to kill. I see the cowards who hid in the trench. Hey, I smell the rot and the chemical stench. Their ligaments failed and their courage was thin. I leave the remains in the dirt and the sin. No extraction for the weak or the slow. They rot in the geometry of the below. I discard the vessel, I discard the name. They have no data, they have no claim. I ride the chariot of storm clouds and fire. Lightning conducts through the nerves of the wire. Atmospheric pressure is heavy and deep, while the inferior stay in their sleep.
Dragging them up to the clouds in the sky. No time to question, no time to cry. The data is solid, the marrow is cold. This is the valor that never was told.
Axes in angle,
Shields and the cone.
I am the end of the long bitter road. My wings are the shadow, my wings are the night. Preparing the circuits for eternal fire.
I am the sensor, I am the blade.
The debt of the marrow is finally paid.
I take the violin, I take the heart.
Your genetic sequence is my only card.
Black wings are rising above the decay.
I drag the elite from the filth where they lay.
The geometry of war is written in lead.
I am the chooser, the god of the dead. Scanning the field, locking the gate. The calibrated marrow must accept its fate.
Stand overhead.
Horizon stretches into naught. Final battle has been fought. Absolute silence fills the air. Cold is the only thing still there. Ice clogs the valves of the central heart. The old machinery falls apart. Frostbitten deities clutch the steel. Only the physics of pain is real. Empty chairs hang in the hollow sky. The ancient logic begins to die. Nerves twitching in the frozen light. Binary void in the endless night. Striking chills to break the hush. Feel the bones and sinew crush. Striking shields in the dead of space. No more mercy, no more grace. Striking shields. Calibrate the angle of the blade. Watch the flesh and tendons fade. Spinal columns locked in the ice. War is the only fixed device. Heart hardware rusting on the golden floor. We are the data left by war. We call the marrow in the broken thigh. Watch the dead geometry die.
Drones are back and the sky is gray. No one living is left to pray. Striking shields in the silent void. Engine systems are now destroyed. Drones are back and the ice is king. Hear the metal and cannon sing. Gods are frozen to data stream. War is the only living dream.
Shoulder sockets grind against the rust. Ancestral glory turn to dust. Check the pressure in the hollow chest. Put the old mythology to test. Ribs are cages for a dying spark. Navigating through the outer dark. Backs a swing on a perfect line. Killing the concept of the divine.
Endless gray beyond the gate, calculated by the laws of fate. Marrow hardens into solid glass. Watch the carbon epochs pass. Gods are corpses in a frozen block.
We are the ticking of the atomic clock.
Drones are back and the sky is gray. No one living is left to pray. Striking shields in the silent void. Ancient systems are now destroyed. Drones are back and the ice is king. Hear the metal and cannon sing. Gods are frozen to data stream. War is the only living dream. Nerves of iron. Nerves of iron. Gods are dead. Geometry of the killing floor. Only war. Only war. Only war.
The radius bone steps against the oaken shaft. The geometry of slaughter is a broken craft. My humerus is grinding in the shoulder joint. The deeply notched blade finds the pressure point. The fascia tears beneath the weight of skin. There is no error in the vector, let the death begin. The tibia screaming through the frozen mud. I'm recalibrating movement through the spray of blood.
Swing the iron, break the bone. Suffer on this frozen throne. Swing the iron, tear the meat.
The kinetic load is now complete. The lactic acid builds a fire in the cells. My synapses are firing like 10,000 bells. The data flow of agony is spiking high. The physics of the leverage will never lie. The tendons in my forearms start to fray and pop. The mechanical advantage doesn't want to stop. I'm slipping in frozen gore and blackened ice. This biological exhaustion is the heavy price.
Muscles burning like fire in the chest.
The sternum cracks under the final test.
Breathing heavily through the teeth.
The vertebrae are shifting in the sheets.
System overload, the nerve ends glow.
Crushing every coward in the row.
Every coward, the axe is just a lever for the grind.
We operate outside of linear time. The marrow in my femur starts to feel the chill. I'm calculating mass against the iron kill. My grip is locked by rigor and the lack of heat. The femoral artery rhythm is a heavy beat. The rib cage is a cage of calcium and rust. The iron sights are focused in the rising dust. The ligaments are snapping like a rusted cable. I'm removing everybody from the server table.
Calibration
Fail.
the marrow pale. Ligaments
Torn.
It's the system worn. Spine is just a pillar for the heavy load. Entering the system slaughter in a binary code.
The scapula is grinding on the rusted nail. The biological components are about to fail. The deeply notched blade is a jagged tooth. The carnage is the only mathematical truth. The nerves are stripped and pulsing in the open air. The geometry of violence is a jagged snare. I'm breathing heavily through the teeth of war. I've never felt this level of the data core.
Muscles burning like fire in the chest.
The sternum cracks under the final test.
Breathing heavily through the teeth.
The vertebrae are shifting in the sheath.
System overload, the nerve ends glow.
Crushing every coward in the row. Every coward.
The axe is just a lever for the grind.
We operate outside of linear time.
No, 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 no.
The system cools, the blood pools, the marrow guides, the hardware nice.
Frozen fields of the only grid. Optic sensors in the icy lid. Exit blade carved the geometry. Red data flowing the white into tight. Ribcage fools in the calibration. Bone shatter was the new foundation. Copper tasting on the tongue is prime. Blood on the snow in the perfect time. Steel connects to the central nerve. Follow the path of the mortal curve. Artery sprayed in the wide expanse. Sub-zero logic in the killer dance. System failure in the thorax wall. Watching the stats of the soldier fall. Crimson pulling on the hardened ice. Death is the code and the final price.
Red life train to the white void.
Data of war has been deployed.
Steam is rising from the kill.
Iron logic, iron will.
Red life train to the white void.
Every tendon is destroyed.
Steam is rising from the kill.
Ice is pure and ice is still. Physical laws in his splitting skull. Sensory input is never dull. Scanning the marrow beneath the plate. White noise settling the depths of fate. Suthors tearing in the frozen breath. Algorithm of the sudden death. Kinetic forcing the shoulder joint. Cutting the vein at the focal point. White wolves zerping the perimeter. Kill is the only valid parameter. Skulls are cracking like the breaking flow. Heat maps setting in the drifting snow. Fiber and tissue and shattering wrist. Life is the shadow in the winter mist. Cobalt sky in the scarlet stain. Nothing is left but the number of pain.
Scanning the structure, coding the rupture.
Calide break the blade to the region of the heart. Tether human structure, clean me all apart. Calide break the blade to the region of the neck. Run the final physics on the mortal check.
Red life train to the white void.
Data of war has been deployed.
Steam is rising from the kill.
Iron logic, iron will.
Red life train to the white void.
Every tendon is destroyed.
Steam is rising from the kill.
Ice is pure and ice is still. Oxygen fear in the lung canal. High resolution of the ending pal. Copper run around in the frozen waves. Spit to reality is all I taste. White wolves waiting for the heat to go. Blood is the ink on the page of snow. Vertebrae twin to the northern star. War is the manifesto of the star. No more motion in the lower limb. Visceral feed is getting dark and dim. Geometry of the perfect void. All human systems are nanola void.
Crimson pool,
White wolves close.
logic
Deep repose.
direction, the vector is clear. Axe meets the flamer, no room for the fear. Iron is heavy, the physics of weight, calculating the logic of fate. Rib cage is open, the structure is torn. System is failing, the warrior is born. Nerve endings twitch in the permafrost mud. Digital mapping of warrior blood. Mandible shattered, the jaw cannot speak. Hardware is failing, the flesh is too weak. Steel slices tendon and ligament strand. Mapping the ruin of frozen dark land. Scapula crushes, the armor is bent. Death is the only logical event. Synapses firing its final command. Falling to pieces on black glacier sand.
Ravens take flight from the pines.
Calibration of broken spines.
Hear the death rattle in the ice.
Massacre death to the sacrifice.
Screams of the fallen reverb off the wall.
Geometry rules, the physics of fall.
Echoing rattle in deep rocky inlet.
Killing the signal, the blade is the finish.
Geometry perfect and round. Hammer the vertebrae into the ground. Data is leaking from gaping red vents. Massacre logic in frozen descent. Lungs are now empty, no oxygen flow. Marrow is staining the pristine white snow. Nerves are fraying like copper ring heat. Recording the sound of the final defeat.
Axial tilt of the neck at the break. Calculating the lives that we take. Ulna and radius snap like the dry wood. Processing gap as a war leader should. No more abstract of mercy or grace. Only the marrow and bone in this place. Cranium cracks like a damaged hard drive. 0% of the weak stay alive.
Ravens take flight from the pines.
Calibration of broken spines.
Through the death rattle in the ice.
Massacre death to the sacrifice.
Screams of the fallen reverb off the wall.
Geometry rules, the physics of fall.
Echoing rattle in deep rocky inlet.
Killing the signal, the blade is the finish. The smell of the needles, the stench of the rot. Biology failing in this frozen plot. Capillaries bursting in icy blue veins. Geometry mapping the bloody remains. No celebration, the code is just done. Under the glare of the dying white sun.
Acoustic drum with the screams off the shelf. Ice is the mirror of killing itself. Resonant shad is the temple of bone. Left in the inlet and bleeding alone. Hard-coded slaughter, the algorithm wins. Where the ice ends, the darkness begins. Terminal gametes, the cortex is void. Everything physical must be destroyed.
Vertebrae crush and the spine is the key. Unlocking the gate to the end we must be. Cartilage sharing the sound is a hiss. Dropping the body too deep is the abyss. Calibration of terror is me. Only the iron and sulfur can speak. Data stream ending, the vitals are flat. No one escaped from a massacre stag.
Ravens take flight from the pines.
Calibration of broken spines.
Hear the death rattle in the ice.
Massacre down to the sacrifice.
Screams of the fallen reverb off the wall.
Geometry rules, the physics of fall.
Echoing rattle in deep rocky inlet.
Killing the signal, the blade is the finish.
Swing low to the rhythm of code. Blood on the logic of the frozen road. Shield wall shattered by geometry. Death is the system of the last degree. Iron ribs locked in a dead man clinch. Cold math killing every inch by inch. Shields and data in the slaughter zone. Frost in the vessel and the hollow bone. Killings snap snapping like a copper wire. Snow is the ashes of the final fire. Nerves are shorting in the blackout phase. Glaciers are racing all the ancient days. Calibration of the north wind surge. Binary horror in the mortal purge. Skull is a temple for the bit and bite. Darkness is feeding on the carbon light. Mile of ice,
Mile of ice,
crush the light.
crush the light.
Kings of bone,
Kings of bone,
in the night.
in the night.
The geometry of frozen strife. The dump of human life. Buried battlefields under the weight. Glacier is the only state. Lungs are pumping with the liquid air. Ice in the sockets with the hollow stare. Marrow is stiff in the femur shaft. Frozen the pilot and the wooden craft. The code and the muscle and the fiber strand. White noise running through the frozen land. Raven is circling the dead array. Gods are the Ares of the yesterday. Cartilage breaking like a shattered shield. Iron is the harvest of the barren fields. Scanning the horizon for a thaw or heat. System is broken by the slow defeat. Spine is the ladder for the frost to climb. Static is the only sound of ending time. Calibration of the killing floor. Glacier is the locking of the final door. Mile of ice,
Mile of ice,
crush the light.
crush the light.
Kings of bone,
Kings of bone,
in the night.
in the night.
The geometry of frozen strife. The dump of human life. Buried battlefields under the weight. Glacier is the only state. Alone bammer snaps in the absolute zero. Zero some logic for the fallen hero. Physical law is the only command. Bone in the ash in the palm of the hand. Absolute stillness is the Viking prize. Mercury freezing in the warrior eyes. No more moving in the lock machine. Only the white where the red has been.
Heart stopping its final beat. Absolute zero is complete. Bones in the matrix of the deep. Eternal warrior in his sleep.